Welcome everyone to the online downline. And oops, I already have messed up I think we're gonna start recording one more time. There's the main screen. Scratch that. Now, welcome everyone to the online downline series of webinars to get your business going online. My name is Ty Tribble, your host. And I'm incredibly excited that you're here tonight. I'm incredibly excited for you to watch this training video as well in the future. More times the merrier. You're going to feel overwhelmed at times, but I have to tell you that the feeling of overwhelm is a good thing because you're going to be overwhelmed with the right things. And if you go through these things, this training and information you're going to learn, you're going to be less overwhelmed. But overwhelmed means learning. And the best thing I can tell you is that you're going to be learning new and exciting, fresh, real, and authentic ways to build your business, as opposed to things that make you feel gross about posting on Facebook and messaging and all that kind of stuff that I won't go into it deeply, but just training or marketing tactics that haven't changed in 20 or 30 years, and they're gross. They don't make you feel good. They don't work most of the time, and so it's time to make some changes. And I'm glad you're on the cutting edge of doing that. It says a lot about the person you are. It says a lot about that you want to do something different and break out of that traditional mold. Maybe make your upline a little angry at times, but we've gone into why that is. Tonight's topic is called a winning story. It's the first webinar, and importantly so. Developing that winning story and clarifying your messaging and realizing who your customer or client truly is so vitally important. And so as we go through this, I want you to think about a couple things. Number one, the hero in the story is not who you think it is. It's not you. So it is actually the customer or client. I want you to think about yourself as the guide, guiding them through the process, through the sales process, but in a way that is not gross and doesn't put you in that mold of icky salesman person or gross network marketer that you can't get rid of. Put you in a winning position, in a position where people are actually asking for the information that you're providing, where your product or service or business is actually a solution that someone is asking for. If I could sum it up right there, that's it. We're putting you in a position where your product or service is being asked for, or your business is being asked for and about. That's dynamically different than reaching out to every single one of your warm market friends and family and cold market prospecting them, right? All right. So Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. This is the book. Highly recommend you pick it up and read it. It's part of the curriculum. We're going to go into a couple of things developed by Donald Miller, and the reason I can do that is I'm actually a certified story brand guide. I went through a process of doing that, and I've been writing story branded websites and emails and things like that for maybe about a year now. Prior to that, I was writing story brand websites and emails and things like that without knowing that it was called story brand, which is kind of interesting. Back in the day, I called it human emotion optimization, or HEO, as opposed to SEO. Something I've been doing forever, at least 20 years, I should say. And Donald Miller beat me to the book, apparently. I didn't know that I should have wrote it down back in the day. probably has a better name, story brand, than HEO. But you never know. Could have been Donald Miller. But very successful book that provides a framework for us as marketers to explain our business, to clearly tell people what they need to do. It's a problem in network marketing for sure. So here's, boy, that is very, very bright. I'm like, blinded. Here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to pause this and pull up this one. And then let's see here. Play. Oh, hang on. I need to stop sharing. Oh, this is so fun. And go back to sharing. Whoop. There it is. There she goes. Okay, now I can play it. All right. So, story brand. We're going to dig into it and dig into it deep. And this is where it all starts. So here's the truth. Your company included, most companies waste enormous amounts of money on marketing. Network marketing companies included. They continuously produce marketing materials that frankly don't work, are never used, just to keep their marketing department busy. Their chief marketing officer or whatever, vice president of marketing. Boy, I mean, I would fire 9 out of 10 of them in our industry because they don't make it easy for us to do our jobs as the true marketing arm and the true sales arm of those companies. So your journey starts here. This is a very, very simple website, and it's an example of one that is a little bit on the confusing side. Artisan Innovative Solutions. Learn more, get started. So the website is pretty. It's nice, looks simply laid out. But what do these people do? No idea. You can look at the vast majority of network marketing sites. You don't know what they're offering because they're actually probably 9 times out of 10 speaking directly to the distributors that are already involved in the business, as opposed to talking to new potential customers or talking to new potential business partners. It's a big problem. People buy products after reading or hearing words that make them want to buy the products. How many times have you bought something because you saw it on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok? I mean, Instagram. The amount of times I've bought things on Instagram lately or TikTok, not bought them there, but basically just go to Amazon and find it from there, is unbelievable. It really is. It's wild, and we have to utilize those strategies of those companies that are doing so well. And many of the times, I mean, I'll give you a crazy example. This is not a big time salesy thing, but there's a TikTok brand called Bro Glow. Just funny. And they sell a self tanner for the boys, and it goes on clear. It's not supposed to smell, and it doesn't turn you orange or really dark color. But if you got predominantly white skin and you want to not like blind someone with your legs, maybe a good opportunity. But they produce TikToks. They started over COVID, and they built a big business. They started in a garage, and now they're moving to a big warehouse and Bro Glow. It's kind of funny. It's tongue in cheek. The bottle is hilarious. It's like a shirtless man on a horse. It's just hilarious. But those kind of brands do really well. It's not some heavy science-y sales pitch. They're not giving you the ingredients and explaining each ingredient in at nausea. They just tell you, hey, you want to look good in shorts. Are you pasty white? When you go outside or you go to the pool and your arms are seemingly tan up to here, and then the rest looks like you're wearing a shirt without wearing a shirt, like a white t-shirt. That's a good sales pitch, because there's people like that's the solution. And that's the key. Guess what? Your product is a solution for people, and you need to market to those people so they can find you. And then the sale part is quite easy. Very, very easy. The brain wants to do a couple of things: survive and thrive and conserve calories. So if your network marketing sales pitch goes an hour about the science and this is the best product in network marketing today, guess what? They all can't be the best product in network marketing today. So when you say that, it just falls on deaf ears. They've heard it before. Everyone says the same regurgitated gibberish that doesn't move the needle at all, unless the product is a solution. And then people will sit there for the hour painfully listening to the presentation when it could have taken 2 minutes to make that sale, right? The brain wants to do two things. They want to survive and thrive and conserve calories. And sitting in MLM presentation for 2 hours listening to science-y jargon and network marketing industry jargon that no one else understands but network marketers is not the way to conserve calories. And it's an easy way to lose out those people. So how well is your brand doing? When I'm talking about your brand, I'm talking about your brand, not your network marketing company. Your network marketing company has a brand, and then the leaders in your network marketing company probably have their own brand to a certain extent. But you have your brand. Now, your brand may be centered around your network marketing product, which we'll really dig into when we talk about building out a funnel. Several different types of funnels, and we're going to go through all of them, and then you've got the bonus of seeing me build out a funnel from scratch. But how are you doing? How's your brand doing? My guess is it's not doing great unless you're utilizing the power of story. This is why testimonials are so super important in network marketing, but also you have to be very, very careful with testimonials as well too. How can we use the power of story to grow our business? If you confuse, you'll lose. Profound. I'm guessing the vast majority of people that you sit down and show the plan to, show your business to, and you lay out the numbers of the comp plan and such, they probably have no idea what it's all about or what's going on. And because you're selling on the features of your products and of your business, when in reality you're you need to be talking in terms of what that other person wants. Okay. Story is a sense-making device. When you tell a story, people get a grasp of what you're trying to convey to them. So how does a story work? We're going to dive in here. This is where the fun begins. You have a character. Donald Miller often utilizes Star Wars in this scenario, and it's a good one, and we're going to utilize it as we go through this. When you agitate a customer's desire, they enter into the story your brand is telling. That's a great marketing principle. When you agitate a customer's desire, in other words, you're talking about the problem, and we're going to dive deep into the problem tonight, in a good way, because you need to understand the basics of this framework so that you can then lay it all out. And that's the last thing. We're going to go through a couple of things to really give you a good understanding of story, and then we're going to walk you through the framework of how to develop your own story, and I'll give you some examples. So the character has a problem. The character is your customer, your client, okay, your potential business partner, your potential customer. If you stop talking about your customers' problems, they stop paying attention to your brand. What does your product solve? I think I mentioned this on the recording, or on the webinar. When I do the bonus on creating a funnel live in front of you, I'm going to do 2 products, and one of them is going to be an upsell. It's very simple products. One product is a gummy that helps you go to sleep at night, and get better sleep. And the other one helps you live a less stressful day. So what's the problem that the sleep product solves? This is like, it's so basic, and it's so simple, but people will talk about the ingredients and the manufacturing process. Oh, we own our own manufacturing, or the seed was developed in Costa Rica and brought to the U.S., and on and on and on and on. And I've been guilty of this myself, but I changed, and when I changed it, I started bringing in massive numbers of customers. As soon as you stop talking about their problems, they fade out. So what your problem is, you don't know where to start. You're a little bit overwhelmed about marketing online. You need a guide. I'm your guide. But guess who the hero is? You, because you're my customer. You're my client. That's the hero in the story. Okay? Character, customer with a problem meets a guide. I'm your guide. Okay? Your customer is the hero of the story, not your brand, the customer. This is missed by almost everyone. Even people that have gone through the story brand framework and in our story brand guides, they don't get this. Some of them don't. It's hard. Think about, okay, so in Star Wars, Luke Skywalker is the hero. The guide in the first one is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay? What's his problem? I mean, it gets deeper than that, but you see where the story goes. As a marketer, here's one thing I want to challenge you to do. Watch commercials on TV. Watch movies. There was, if you've ever watched Mad Men, it's on advertising, and the advertising men of and women of Madison Avenue back in the 50s and 60s. Great show. And the lead guy in the show, Don Draper, every once in a while he excuses himself from the office and goes to see a movie in the middle of the day. Part of it's to clear his mind, but part of it also is to get his mind back in the framework of marketing and story. Your customer is the hero, not your brand. That character with a problem. So your customer has a problem. They meet you, a guide who gives them a plan. Okay, gives them a plan. Your customer needs an easy step-by-step plan to move forward, or they won't move at all. This is the biggest problem with network marketing websites today. It's not clear at all what to do. There's very few call to actions. There's no plan. They don't know if they should sign up as an associate or a distributor or a customer. They don't know it's a nightmare. That's why building out a funnel bridge to your shopping cart from your company is really the only way to sell product online, in my opinion. So the character has that problem, meets you, the guide, gives them a plan, and calls them to action. There's the plan. There's the call to action. We put the call to action in multiple places on websites, but you tell them exactly what to do. It's like an email marketing. If you don't tell people exactly what to do, they will not do it. Oh, look at that. Unless you clearly call people to action, they won't take action. Add this product to cart. Schedule a call. Things like that. Call to action. Get instant access. If it's like a digital product, something like that, right? Unless you clearly call people to action, they won't take action. That action they do take results in success. Tell them what their life is going to look like should they take your product, should they join you in your business. This is, back in the day, this was really all about the dream, painting a dream for someone in a meeting. And that's why my upline back in the day would spend, and this is my upline. Guy probably has done over $1 billion in sales online, or not online, through network marketing channel. I bet. Huge. The vast majority of his meeting was painting the dream, telling stories, painting the picture of what it could be like for you if you joined him in his business. And then like 15 minutes on the details. And, for some reason, he grew like crazy. But people who flip-flopped that did not. I wonder why. Customers want us to cast a vision of what their lives can look like if they use our products or service or join us in business. Or it could result in failure. It works best in the majority of times that you give a little bit of failure to. Like, if you don't act, here's what could happen. We're going to dig into this deeper when I give you some examples, but you're gonna enjoy it, I'm sure. If there are no consequences for not doing business with you, there is no reason to do business with you. Pain. You got to show them you're going to take away their pain. Is the story that we're telling clear and compelling? Clarity. A clear story. And that's why I'm going to want you to spend so much time working on your story to make sure it's clear. And then we can go over them in the Q&A and coaching sessions. So, what do your customers want? What problem is your customer experiencing? Have you positioned your brand as the guide to the hero, guiding them through the process? If we're utilizing this idea of attraction marketing, which means attracting people who are already in the market for something along the lines of your business, then you're guiding them through the process of making a purchase. That's true sales, as opposed to, sending off 40 Facebook messages and hope something sticks to people who you have no idea if they're interested or not. Doesn't that sound a lot easier, a lot better to be able to talk to people who are actually interested in what you're doing? Oh, it's a dream. I mean, it's literally a dream come true. Have you created a clear plan for the hero to win the day? Help them win. If they need better sleep, help them get better sleep, and then take that testimonial. Are your calls to action clear? Click this button to get what you want. Have you explained what their life will look like if they do business with you? The success. What's it going to look like? How do you feel when you have a good night's sleep for the first time in 2 years, where you didn't wake up in the middle of the night? Imagine how rested you feel versus this contains melatonin 7.3 and 4 grams of this from the ancient Indians of the Pueblo tribe. I mean, the network marketing presentations are some of the funniest things you've ever heard in your life. And it's just a bunch of gibberish that no one cares about. No one wants to hear a 25-minute science presentation on a sleep product. You know what they want about a sleep product? Does it help me sleep? Does it? Yes, it does. It will help you sleep. Okay, great. Let's go. Click it, add to cart, and make your purchase. And then the negative experience or consequences of not doing business with you. Well, if you don't, what's going to change? If you don't buy my sleep product today, right now, what are the likelihood of getting a better night's sleep tomorrow? Because the last 2 years have been crap sleep. What's the likelihood of that just changing randomly? It's almost zero. That's the negative side of things. And you can use that to your advantage. This I'll send a PDF in the member section. It's just a little 1-pager brand script that you can go through and walk through and write this down. But we're going to go through this in great detail later. Here's the next steps. Read the book, create your brand script, clarify all of your marketing. Remember, if you confuse, you lose. Thus ends part 1. Cheers. Ooh, a lot of talking. Excuse me. More water. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Now I got the hiccups. Okay. Let's see. Nothing like the hiccups shaking my screen. All right, here we go. Sharing the screen. And there it is. All right. Again, the reason I'm able to share this story brand content with you because I'm a StoryBrand certified guide. If I wasn't a StoryBrand certified guide, they don't allow just Joe Blows to get access to these slides and share. So that's one of the benefits you get. It's a expensive process to go through to become a guide, and you're getting that guide training, if you will. I'm not trying to teach you how to be a guide. I'm trying to teach you how to utilize story in your business. But that's my job. Okay. So here we go. A recent survey by HubSpot revealed that 97% of all respondents do not trust salespeople. This to me is difficult because so many network marketing leaders, gurus, companies, oh, you don't have to sell, you just have to share. And sort of. You have to guide people through the sales process. It doesn't make you salesy, doesn't make you gross. It means you're getting people what they want. You're helping them find the solution to their problem. But they're reached out to you, so it's a different type of situation. But in general, we want to take off that salesman's hat. And we're not selling by features or even benefits necessarily. We are talking about the benefits for sure. But generally speaking, we are guiding someone through the process. When was the last time you tried to stop someone from selling you something? Like, they started in on a sales pitch at my front door and I'm like, oh, sorry, got to go. My dogs are crazy and they're going to escape and see you later. I don't need siding. Whatever, right? Trying to get out of it, man. It's because it's unsolicited. If I called someone and said, hey, I got a problem with my siding, and then that guy showed up, I'd be like, hey, welcome, come on in, have a cup of coffee, let's talk about my siding. I just spent a crazy amount of money on a new furnace and new air conditioning system for my house. The salesman's job was very, very easy. He just guided me through the process of buying and showed me the best options for myself. It was not difficult at all. It was a rollover sale because I knew I wanted air conditioning. I knew I needed a new furnace. Not hard, right? Same kind of situation. When you're just randomly shot in the dark hunting, I used to go to the mall to try to spear myself a winner. Now, today we hunt through Facebook, but same feeling. It's gross, right? So the reasons we don't like selling feels like an agenda, hidden agenda. That's oh my gosh, this just hits the Facebook Messenger strategy right in the smack on the head. You are sending not you. People, right? You're being trained in many circumstances to send a Facebook message and start some small talk and do this, and people feel like there's a hidden agenda because there is. It's a horrible feeling. It puts you in just a weird dynamic. We're going to get away from that. Feels like people are wanting to take from us rather than give. People aren't giving us space to make up our own mind. We're being sold something we don't need, want, or ask for, right? Can you authentically represent your products without having a hidden sales agenda? The truth is we don't distrust all salespeople. The difference between a salesperson we admire and a salesperson we don't is the salesperson we like doesn't sell. They invite us into a story. They're guiding us through the process. And we use their product to solve a problem that we have, that we've likely requested information about solving. Wow. Won't this set you apart? This is why, like in the last email I sent, I feel like this is not only a business-changing moment for you, it could be a life-changing moment for you, because you can go from not having a very big business at all to, in the next 12 months, having a very large business. And it begins with this clarity that you're going to get. So how do we invite customers into a story? Well, two major characters in every story: the hero, Luke Skywalker; the guide, Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, right? Customers aren't looking for another hero. They're looking for the guide. And everybody thinks they're looking for the hero. And so even you see someone's website, it's making them out to be the hero. Look at how great we are, and we have all the 175 patents, and our product comes from the pristine forest, and on and on. We have the Science Council, and this and that, and all these other things that don't tell me whether the product solves a problem for me or not, right? Their hero is themselves, the product. And this is like 99% of network marketing companies that you see done the wrong way. Reason you don't want to be in the hero, or reason you don't want to be the hero, the heroes are weak. Heroes remove themselves from the customer story. Obi-Wan was guiding, or Luke. Luke didn't know whether he's going to make it. He needed help, right? If you want to sell more, play the guide and invite the customer into a story. In your sales story, you are the guide. So it is sales. That's okay. You're in sales. You sell products, and you sign people up to sell products in your business. That's the truth. And the more products you sell, the more money you're going to make. Believe it or not, it's a beautiful thing to have 5,000 customers. And in that same time, I probably sponsored 3 or 4 people that truly were hungry and really, really, really said, Ty, will you please sponsor me? I want to learn what you know. I want to follow this process and do it with you. Okay, I'll sponsor you. Not hard to do, but do I need those people? No. When I help them build a team of 1,000 customers, do you think they'll quit? No, they will not. Every hero is trying to solve a problem. The guide is the wise sage that comes along, the hero, to help them solve their problem. Your customer is the hero. They need your help. 2 ways you position yourself as a guide in your customer's story. This is where you talk about yourself. 2 times you talk about yourself: empathy and competency or authority. You position yourself with empathy. What do I mean? I'm going to go in it deeper. But empathy is, I understand where you've been. I've been in your shoes. I've struggled to sponsor 2 people a year instead of a few thousand customers in a year, right? You can relate to me because I had 5 years of struggle, just like many of you had. But then, guess what? I became competent. So competent that the largest business book publisher in the world asked me to write a book about it. Okay? That's authority. That's competency. So is it braggadocious? Not particularly, not in this case, because I'm saying, hey, I've been in your shoes, but I made some changes and I was able to get so proficient and so competent that the largest business book publisher in the world came to me and said, hey, I want you to write a book. 5 steps to stop selling and invite customers into a story. 1, we have a problem, right? Position the product as the solution. Give the customer a plan, as we discussed. What happens if they don't follow the plan? What happens if they do follow the plan? There's positive and negative, and a call to action. And then it's party time. So you start with the problem, right? The problem is the hook. This is like a webinar template or a sales presentation template in a lot of ways. There's a problem. You talk about that problem. You talk about why it's painful, why it's better to not have the problem, right? Position your product as the solution to the problem. People consider buying a product only when they realize the product solves their problem. If you just look at the things you bought outside of, groceries and things like that, but the things you bought at the grocery store outside of groceries. I just went yesterday morning. I bought some 30 SPF moisturizer for my face. As I get older, wrinkles start to come around. And I know that the sun is not too happy with lighter skin folks like myself. So putting on some SPF 30 on my face once a day is probably a good idea. What does it do? It solves a problem. The problem is if I don't put on that skin cream, the sun has the potential to damage my face, including skin cancer and things like that. Okay? What's the solution to the problem? Put a little SPF on my face in the morning. I bought that because there was a problem and I needed a solution. Almost everything in your cart outside of your grocery, well, your groceries solve a problem too. Sometimes make the problem worse. For me, many times the groceries I bought would make my problem worse. The problem was I was eating too much crap and not getting enough lean protein and vegetables and organic food and things like that, and put on weight. So now I've been knocking off the weight lately because of my solution. Change the way I eat. Okay. They'll buy the product when they realize it solves their problem. Give the customer a step-by-step plan. When you give a plan, you build a bridge between their problem and the solution you are selling. Okay? Paint the stakes. Tell them when you paint the negative stakes, you create a sense of urgency. If I don't start taking care of my face, I will get more wrinkly and maybe risk skin cancer. That's urgent. I should probably use an SPF on my face. That's the negative stakes. What's the positive stakes? If I utilize the SPF 30 moisturizer on my face, I will not get the skin cancer and have to have portions of my face cut off, and I'll look better because I won't have sun damaged skin and won't be as wrinkly, right? When you paint the positive stakes, you foreshadow a climactic scene in the customer's story. Call the customer to action. Ask them to place an order. You give them permission to do what they already want to do. Click this button to place your order now and get that discount we talked about when you sign up today. Okay, when we talk about a bridging funnel to a shopping cart or something along those lines in the network marketing space, that's what I'm talking about. There it is. Problem. Product is the solution. Give that clearly, give it a plan. Talk about the negative, talk about the positive, and a call to action. make the customer the hero of the program, and your business will grow. We are at 1 hour. Stop sharing for a second. Little water. I told you it would be intense. We just gone through a whole lot. And the next part is, I think, even more. I mean, you've got the framework laid out in front of you. Now we're gonna walk through how it looks and putting it on paper and things like that. So I'm gonna take another drink of water. Hopefully you've got water, and you can, let yourself in and out. You get the recording and all that good stuff. Okay. Now, where is there we go. Okay. Here we go. Part 2 of tonight's, maybe part 3. I don't know what it is. Hang on. I'll try. There it is. Okie dokie. Here we go. Slideshow. I went a little bit less bright, but I do look like I've used the Bro Glow now because of the orange screen, but it's kind of fun color. So we're going to talk about brand scripting your business, the story brand framework we just went through, but there's an actual document that we can create together that you'll be able to create once we go through this. So part 1, your customer avatar, or the hero of the brand script. We want to dig deep into this person. We want to know who they are, what they like, what they dislike. And so we do that by creating an avatar. And you're going to get these slides, by the way, so you don't have to scribble this down as fast as possible. You're going to get them when you can go through them and write it down yourself. So we want to know, like, we're going to name that person. If they're Gen X, let's see, Michael, Mike, Brian with a Y, Ernie, a lot of different names. Gen X. Let's see, women's name, Kimberly. Kim is a good Gen X name. Stephanie. Right? Lots of great names. What's their age for Gen X? I would say, I say over 40, but I'm really thinking of people 50 years. I'm talking about the perfect customer for the online downline. Are they male or female? I didn't put that on there, but it's important. I think the online downline customer is probably 50-50, but that is because of me more so than them. Why? Well, I'm male, but I'm teaching in a predominantly dominated female business. So I attract more of the males, I think, but I also attract females, not in a dating way. Married 33 years. I attract those females because I think I'm relatable as well, and I'm not like salesy. I try not to be, right? So what's the age? Probably 50 is my guess for the online downline, that we're focusing in on that Gen X person over 40. What's their family like? Are they married? Are their parents alive? All that kind of stuff. Their kids, a couple of kids, 2 to 3 kids, probably, my guess. Their job or career, they're probably combined, certainly over 6 figures as a family, maybe more. What are their eating habits? This is especially important if you think about, as we go through this, and you can pinpoint some of these depending on what kind of company you're involved with. What do they do for exercise? What's their social life look like? What TV shows do they watch? What podcasts do they listen to? What kind of charity work or donations do they make? All of that is the avatar. Who is that hero? Name them and get as much information about them written down. That was just an idea of some of the things you could write down about them, but get as much down as possible. Let's talk about the problem. I'll give you an example of the problem. So number one is the problem, right? And if we're going through this framework, this called a brand script as part of the story brand framework. I did a brand script for a company, a husband-wife team that sells a kind of like personal training, but more focused on weight loss, that kind of thing. So my examples here are real life examples, but I'm not going to mention the name of the company or anything like that. So you're going to get the real examples from a company that specializes in helping people lose weight. Okay, that hopefully that clarifies the examples. So the green screens are examples. The problem is a sustainable long-term solution to weight. And I would say this is really the person that did this brand script in particular, I think really whitewashed this area a little. The problem is people are fat. and the statistics are insane in the US and Canada in particular. US more so, Canada not that far behind, but quite a bit behind, believe it or not, even though we're just miles away from each other in some circumstances. It's quite interesting. Part of the problem, free of charge, is that Canada doesn't allow crazy stuff. Oh boy, I almost let loose crazy stuff in their food like the US does. Anyway, so the problem is sustainable long-term solution to weight. The problem is really people are unhealthy and need to lose weight. So what does your company help her with? What attracts her to your company? And I say her because 80% of network marketers are female. Interchangeable. If your avatar is more male, no problem. I just put her because it's what it is. What does she want from your company? You answer those 3 questions, you're going to have a pretty good understanding of what the problem is. Okay. The villain in the story. Who is the villain? Well, the villain is changes in body and weight gain. And I could also say the villain is horrible food that is supposedly healthy, right? And it's just processed garbage. That's a problem too. The external problem. What's the external problem? They don't know where to start, and there's conflicting opinions about what worked before and what may not work now. So don't know where to start. There's conflicting opinions about where to start and what to do, and what worked before may not work today. Bodies change. If this is a 50-year-old person, there's menopause and stuff coming down the road. Changes in a woman's body make it very difficult to manage hormones and lose weight. And these are, again, I'm not giving you like this is how you do a brand script. These are examples of the brand script. The other colored slides give you the formula, right? An internal problem. They're exhausted. They're disappointed. They're skeptical. They're confused. They feel guilt. They're conflicted. They're discouraged. They're stressed, and they're overwhelmed. These are powerful emotions and inner feelings that our customers feel. If you have a product that solves a problem for people, think about what internally the problems are, why the feelings, human emotion optimization, I used to call it. What are those emotions? Dig deep into those emotions. And the guide, the guide is there to help. But in order to help, they need to know you care, right? In order to guide them, they want to know you care. So in our weight loss company example, I care because I see so many people unable to lose weight and become healthier using programs that were not made for them. And then they're left out on their own to figure it out. Okay, so very powerful statement. They care because they see people unsuccessful using programs that were not designed specifically for them. Their program is designed specifically for the individual. And then they're left out on their own without support, which is different than what this company does, if that makes sense. Authority. We're certified trainers, nutrition coaches, and counselors with a combined 2 decades of helping people reach their goals. Now, this is where you tout your stuff in the authority section. This is where you tout it. This is where you say, hey, this is why you need to listen to me. Okay. But also I want to show you one thing. Combined 2 decades of helping people reach their goals. And if I was writing this on a website, I would say we're certified trainers, nutrition coaches, and counselors with a combined 2 decades of helping people just like you reach your weight loss goals. So I bring it back to that person. One of you sent me a request to critique an email, which I haven't got to yet because it's been just a very busy 5 or 6 days. But I will. But I can tell one thing right away on the emails is that those emails are talking about themselves more than the other person. Like I think they say something like, I'm not this kind of a something, I'm more this kind of a something, which they think is going to be like attracting more people to them, but in reality, it doesn't make any difference. You want to get into the head of that perfect client for you. Okay, does that make sense? And then as you go through the story and the process, then and at the right time, you let loose with your authority. The plan. What's the process of the plan? Usually 3 steps. You tell people what to do next. If I'm writing a website, I might say, here's what to do next. Here's how to move forward. Here's what you need to do. Number 1, schedule a call. Number 2, get the support you need. Number 3, become strong and confident. Okay. Again, this is a weight loss thing. Number 3 is usually related to the success. Number 2, you tell them and there would be more words in this, but this is just the basics. Schedule a call so we can talk about X. Number 2, get the support you need as we go through the program. You're going to be able to tap into weekly coaching, etc., things of that nature. And then become confident and strong. You're gaining strength. You have the confidence to go out to dinner with people and know how to order to not mess up your eating forever, or you have the confidence to go out and have a cheat meal because you can get back to it. You can get back on track very easily the next day. That one meal is not going to knock you off your strategy of losing weight because you're confident in it now. Agreement is basically like a satisfaction guarantee, 180-day guarantee, some kind of satisfaction guarantee. It's an agreement you have with that client or customer. The call to action. There's a direct call to action. Schedule a call. Could be get instant access, could be add to cart, something like this. You're basically telling them what to do now. Okay. There's also a transitional call to action, also known as a lead magnet. In this case, free video, lose belly fat for good. So these guys created a really great converting video, and they gave it away for free in exchange for an email address. So on the website, they have a get started now or schedule a call. And then beside there's a transitional call to action. The transitional call to action is that opt-in in case people don't buy right then and there. It's funny how network marketing companies just have no clue about most of this stuff. What does success look like? You feel like the person hiding inside of you can now come out and enjoy life. Women who go through stuff like this in particular sometimes feel like they look in the mirror and they don't recognize themselves. Hormones and babies and stress and life and all kinds of stuff hit them hard. And for them to be able to look in the mirror and see the person that's been hiding, sometimes hiding behind really big clothes and things like that, and they can come out and then they have some success and they can come out and feel good and enjoy life again. Powerful, very, very powerful stuff. If your company is weight loss, I would be taking some serious notes right now, right? Or could end in failure. You could feel isolated, discouraged, and still overweight, still heavy. The action that you do not take has consequences. And this is where you can really, you poke the pain a little bit. If it, like, I talked about the whole idea of getting a good night's sleep. What's a good night's sleep help you do? It helps you perform better at work. It helps you be happier throughout the day. It helps you, do a number of things. And if you don't get a good night's sleep, you're more tired. You don't have the wherewithal to go out and exercise because you're too tired. You're putting on more weight because you're not getting sleep. There's so many different things you can tie together. I was using some of my experience and what I'm going to write for you, but this is a very interesting dynamic. The idea of failure. So many websites, even Donald Miller's, he realized at one point that he was doing websites and having design, but left out failure. And it was very, very interesting that the results weren't coming. People need to see the dark side, right? Of what the potential is, what can happen if you don't buy. So they have real reason to buy. And then there's something called the character transformation. This is all part of the brand script, just to run over it one more time. And the brand script and that story helps you put together your marketing from now and through the next 5 years. This is literally step one. You get your story together by putting together a brand script. And then you need email ideas you can pull from there. because it's not just, I mean, you can write one problem, but I would recommend you write a dozen problems. It should be a 2-hour process just going through this stuff and getting it all down on paper for yourself. Okay. Character transformation they go from didn't know where to start to empowered and in control of their eating habits and of their life. Right? Powerful. So powerful. All right. I'm going to do this. Oh, we are earlier than I thought. We are earlier. That's good. I'm glad that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. Okay. Whew. Sip of water. Any questions I can answer? Anything I can answer. It's a lot to take in, right? A real lot to take in. So this is real, and so you're going to get like a PDF. You're going to get the slides, but essentially this process that I just took you through is what I want you to go through for your business, so that then you can have all of that information and be able to pull from it. I need an email. Ty told me that in the email section that you can simply write an email with problem, solution, and success. So you go to your brand script. What's the problem? What's a problem? It doesn't have to be the problem, right? What problem does your product solve? List them. List them. If I have a sleep product that helps people get a good night's sleep, that solves more problems than just a good night's sleep, even though that the sleep is a big problem. People who don't get good night's sleep actually eat more calories the next day. Isn't that interesting? And we wonder why, why everything is connected in so many ways. It's interesting. Problem solving. Problem, solution. What's the solution look like? How to start taking sleep gummies and you're going to sleep better. Guaranteed. Or your money back, right? What does success look like? That's where you really bring them in. That's where you hook them. Success looks like, and you don't say success looks like, but within an email, you can say, imagine waking up in the morning and realizing, whoa, I feel rested. I did not wake up once last night. What an amazing feeling. Imagine having that feeling every morning where you're rested, you're happier, you're getting the sleep you need to be able to produce the next day. That's it. That's what success looks like. So you're going to be able to get all this down and have a notebook or whatever you want to do. I'm going to send you a thing to fill in the blank, but I'd really rather you write it all down and have it. It should be I'm guessing a 3-4 page document minimum. Once you get through this, once you clarify your story. So when you have that super clear story, it's easy to produce content. It's easy to produce funnels because you're going to know what to say in those funnels. And we're going to have templates for funnels. But here's the thing. The templates will pull from the story brand framework. Okay, so in a headline, what do I need? What do I need to say? In a subheadline, what do I need to say? Call to action. I've got them, right? They're right there. How do I put this together in a video? Well, that's part of wireframing out your site, is having a video. and the beauty of this whole thing is that you're going to have the content and the structure of the brand script to help you produce the content. I look at it as a 5-year document. Maybe if you're really growing and things like that, you redo it once every 3 years or 2 years. But this document will live with you, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to read yours. What we'll do as we go through this is when we schedule the coaching sessions, and we're going to do those in fairly small groups, just so you're aware. Probably under 10 is what I'm guessing. I'll do multiple if I need to, but probably keep them under 10, so that everybody will have a chance to work with me directly and that kind of thing. But what we're going to do is we'll go through that information and make sure you're on the right track. The story is a big part of this. So here's what I owe you. That's going to be coming in the next couple of days. I'm going to get you the slides that I used tonight. Probably not the first two, but the main one. You won't really need the first two. The main one has the gist of it. I'm going to get you a framework of that brand script. There's a one-sheeter that you can utilize as a PDF. I'll have that available for you. And then of course the recordings you're going to get, but give me a couple of days so I can make sure that everything's, it just takes time to download and get them all edited and all that kind of great stuff. But super excited for next week. I think what is next week? I think it's email. Is that correct? Email or funnel? I think it might be funnels. So we'll I don't recall which one it is. I can look it up. Oh, why don't I just look it up? Why not? Let's see here. While we're shooting the breeze. Okay, dokie. Hope everybody had a good time. It was fun going through the info. Let me see here. Almost there. Oh, content next week. Next week, we're going to dive into content. This is going to be fun. Content it's traffic. It's traffic to your offer. And we're going to really dig into it. It's going to be really, really good. I mean, I don't know. I surprised myself. I thought we were going to go 2 hours plus tonight, and we got her done in an hour and a half, which is great. I like to surprise myself and hopefully surprise you at the speed we go through this. But hopefully we didn't. I don't think we hurt the content by going through at the speed we did. So if you have any questions, feel free to touch base. But watch an email from me in the next couple of days with all the info that you are going to get, and as well as I don't know that I'm going to be able to invite you to the tool suite quite this week. It is possible, but I'm working on getting you guys an introductory pre-launch price that's going to be better than the regular price. So hopefully that comes through. Should be great. But having all the tools in a simple place, and with two guys who have done this full time for over 20 years, I think you're going to be pretty excited about what you're going to get out of it, especially in the training side, as well as the other tools. They're phenomenal. They work great. So it's going to be pretty cool. So, all right. Hopefully, if you have any questions, just get in touch, and look forward to chatting with you soon. Have a great one, and we'll see you next week.